Sometimes it feels like the sun will never rise, like the birds will never sing again. Believe in a power greater than what you are going through. When you don't know what to do, keep breathing.
Broadcasting from Huntington Beach, California, and from New York City, coast to coast, a big welcome from the Big Apple and from LA to all our listeners out there in Radio Land. I am Dave Nassani, our caregiver of the day, caregiverdave.com, coming to you live from the syndicated All Positive Talk Radio Network, healthylife.net, broadcasting in all 50 states and 135 countries with my lovely co-host Adrienne Gruberg from caregiverspace.org. And we have a really, really, really big shoe, as Ed Sullivan would say, don't we, Adrienne?
Of course.
Today we will be interviewing Carletta Cole, and she is amazing, and we'll get to her in a second. But just a reminder that all of our shows are available on the healthylife.net on-demand page and also on our membership website, caregiverdave.com. And we're proud to be voted #1 caregiver podcast of the top 50 on Player FM and one of the top 6 best podcasts by caring.com, as well as #3 podcast out of thousands on caregiver podcasts on FeedSpot. And if you go right now to caregiverdave.com and click on the free download page, you will get some free gifts. So don't ever let a free gift go unclaimed. That's what my parents always used to say. But hey, before I introduce Carletta Cole from the caregiversafeplace.com, from caregiversafeplace.com, leave out the, talking about when those who care for others need care themselves. I just want to take this opportunity to thank our last guest, Jessica Powell. And you can, like I said, watch or listen to that interview on all our interviews on healthylife.net and on our membership website, caregiverdave.com. All right, enough of that. Carletta Cole, welcome to the show. We're so honored to be interviewing a celebrity like you today. Certainly look like one.
Not a celebrity.
Dark quality.
A caregiver.
Oh, you are a celebrity in certain circles. But why don't you take a minute or two and just tell us who the heck is Carletta Cole? Sorry about that. And why was she put on this earth?
But she's a lovely person.
She is a lovely person.
But I am Carletta Cole, and I am a caregiver of my mom who has Parkinson's and dementia. I am a native of Detroit, and I'm currently living in Los Angeles, California. Los Angeles, California.
Yeah.
And I'm 44. I'm a single mom of an actor, and I'm a hairstylist, and I do a lot of work for different organizations, doing free hair and assisting with helping cancer patients with their transition from losing their hair. I do shave their hair for free.
That's really a great service.
Yes. I can't hear Dave.
Dave, you're muted.
I'll fix that.
That's
All
better.
right. I was going to say that, I can see that you have done some special things with your hair, so you must be very good. And let's just get right into it. What is Caregiver Safe Place?
Well, Caregiver Safe Place is it's really not a unique situation. It's more so we give back to those in our community that have taken care of their loved ones and are taking care of their loved ones that have, it can be traumatic brain injury. It can be someone that has, like my mom, Parkinson's and dementia. It can be a child that has cerebral palsy. or it could be someone that just has a simple disability. They just can't take care of themselves. And so what we do is we come in and we give back to the caregiver, and we send them out on special events. It could be to get their hair done, their nails done. We send them to the spa, or we just find out by submissions from someone that nominates them what they like to do, because they seldom forget themselves. We want to put that back into in their lives and let them know that we're here for them and we can get them out of the house and enjoy themselves.
Yes, and so that's how we kind of met, right? Explain how we met.
You were nominated by a friend, and I decided to give you a call to let you know that you were nominated, to find out if we could meet and see if it was some things that you liked and I could do for you to help you get out. But of course, great Dave. Dave said he was well. He was taken care of well. And what else, Dave? Because I don't remember exactly what it was.
Well, I nominated somebody else who's
Yes.
in great need, and we're doing a GoFundMe page for her. It's Katie Barron, and she has had a fall, an accident, and hit her head, and her life has turned into a living hell ever since. And this was about 2 years ago. She has memory loss, she has seizures, she has violent episodes, she has all sorts of things that is destroying her life. She had a brand new husband of 7 or 8 months, and he decided that he was going to leave her because he can't handle this.
Right.
So it's just confirmation that he wasn't the right guy anyway.
Right.
But as you can imagine, her life is devastated, and she is going through depression. And so there is someone that we met who deals specifically with traumatic brain injury, which is what she has, and post-traumatic stress disorder, and all sorts of things that kind of is like a domino effect. And he's a researcher. He's having very good experience with this type of thing, and he was entered into the medical journal. So we're doing a GoFundMe page, and it's kind of stalled out about 40% there. So hopefully, even this little blurb will kickstart that as well. But the caregiver, her mother, is, as you can imagine, it's hard on her, it's hard on her family, hard on the marriage, hard on everything. And now they've got to move. They're moving down from Washington. They moved up there, and now they have to move back again. So just the whole traumatic experience of a move is hard on a caregiver, harder on the loved one, especially if they're going through the types of things that Katie's going through. Yes. So, I hooked you up, and it's so funny because this is so like a caregiver. When I told her that I did that, she says, I can't even imagine how I could leave Katie alone. And, that's pretty typical, isn't it?
It is. It is. But you know what? Guess what? She will enjoy herself. She will. And we never want to leave our loved ones. We never want to do anything for ourselves. And that's what my program consists of, getting you out. And I have on my pages several things that I have done for my last nominee, and he's been out able to experience it, and he's actually taken his wife with him. So she's fortunate enough to not have he's doctored her up enough where she can actually get out and she can join him in his activities. So, maybe.
Yeah, I was watching all the stuff you did. Just share some of the things that this lucky guy just got because you decided to bless him.
Well, his name is Scott Richardson, and he was a veteran, and we actually got him a golf package at Valencia Golf Course, and also a year membership at Oak Tree Shooting Range, and also we were fortunate enough to get Northridge Suits to donate a suit for him, his first suit. He's never had a suit before.
Wow,
And
that's biggie.
he was able to get a spa package for a facial at our salon, and also a haircut from Man's Cave, Main Cave, here in Santa Clarita. So we did a lot. We made sure that he had a special moment and he was able to receive those things. We had the captain of the sheriff's department to come out and present those things.
Wow.
And also we had some one of his shows that he loves, Army Wives. We had three of the cast members to come out and
No way.
golf what do you call that?
Lessons?
Shirts and sunglasses.
Oh, yeah, the outfits.
Yes, and Nike was nice enough to donate a gift card for him.
Nice.
You are amazing. You've got a lot of
Really
contacts.
work-
You're a promoter. You're a negotiator. You've got all these deals
Works
that
at
you've
it.
negotiated with all these people, and many hands make the load light. So
It does.
kudos to you,
It does.
Carletta. You are
So
awesome.
much. That is what we're trying to do. That is why we're seeking like the monetary donations so that we can make sure that they get out and they're enjoying themselves. And it makes me feel good to know that they're out doing the things that make them happy, along with taking care of their loved ones, the other thing that makes them happy.
Mhm.
Yeah. And
I have a question.
Go ahead.
I just wanted to know how you got your nominees. How you got the word out. Is it, well, that's the question. How do you get your nominees?
The nominees are actually you send an email through our website, and we'll get the email and respond to you just to let you know that we received it. And it's a process that we go through where we are looking at we're only doing 2 caregivers per month.
Uh-huh.
So because it's so broad, we have so much to it. So we'll look and see like which ones we would like to do, whether it's in our state or if it's out of state, and we'll take on the ones that we know that we can tackle, and see which ones are the most urgent, and see which ones we can actually get the most from, like, to make sure if it's like for Katie, if we know that we can get Katie, if she needs a bed or but it needs to be specifically emailed exactly what's needed so that we know what to go after and how we can help assist her mom in the things that she needs. Even like as far as her moving, those things need to be mentioned in the email. Okay, well, she needs assistance with this. She needs, she would love to go out to the Ronald McDonald House, whatever it is. We need specifics so that we can gather all the information to see how challenging it will be for us to get it done in a sensible amount of time.
And how do people find your website?
We're on the internet. It's actually www.caregiversafeplace.com, and you can go to nominate a caregiver. Then it automatically goes to our email.
No, but I mean, how do they know you exist? How do they know to find
how do you advertise?
Oh, we're going. I'm actually myself going to each stores, and I'm going. I'm getting the word out there because I'm a hairstylist, so I'm actually talking to my clients about it. If I'm at the store somewhere, I'm handing out flyers. I'm making sure if I see someone that has an elderly person, a disabled child, or anyone of that sort, I'm giving them a flyer so that they know to contact us, and that's pretty much what I'm doing. And I have a couple of friends and board members that are doing the same thing with social media.
Amazing.
Yep.
So how did you become interested in caregiving? I mean, were you a caregiver yourself? What started that whole process?
Well, yes, I am a caregiver of my mom. She has Parkinson's and dementia, and the Parkinson's that causes dementia. And
Mm-hmm.
she, it, unlike anyone, you never know when you're going to be a caregiver. My mom was, she was a very outgoing person, very independent, strong, and never in my wildest dreams did I imagine that I would become her caregiver, um, so soon. She's only 71,
Mm.
and I just had to step into play. My son and
Yeah.
I actually have taken care of several other people as well. Our uncle and my mom's boyfriend, he passed away of cancer, and
Mm.
we took care of him his last 3 months of his life.
Well, then you are definitely a caregiver.
Very
You have the caregiver
generous.
heart, and that's just amazing. Um, why do you think uh, caregivers burn out? And did you ever burn out?
Certainly, I have burned out, and that is the reason why I was given this gift to want to start this foundation, because it's about 40 million informal caregivers out here in, the United States that no one ever hears about. No one knows, what they're going through, because they pretty much keep it secret, because it's shameful for you to be depressed about taking care of someone, or, someone that you love. So you want to try to keep all of your feelings in, because you don't want anyone to know that it's getting to you, and you end up burning yourself out trying to continue to do and do and do, and not get
Right.
out and take care of yourself. So that is what happened to me several occasions, where I was, trying to do everything, to go to the doctor myself and take care of my mom, take her to the doctor as I just did, and travel from city to city trying to make sure I'm learning about the different disabilities that she has, so that I can make
Uh,
sure I'm doing the best things for her. I end up getting burned out, and it's hard for me to get to the doctor because I'm so busy taking care of her. So
right.
now I have someone that comes in to help me. Um, and I also have my son, who has given up pretty much his acting career, because he's
Mm.
assisting me with my mom. And
Mm,
it's like you bring certain people in, and then it takes over them as well. So I want to make sure that we um, are, taking care of those people, so they can come out and, live their lives along with taking care of their parent or their child or father, or, you know,
yeah.
How old
Uh,
is your son?
he's 19.
Okay,
mm,
so he's old enough to be that kind of responsible. I
Yes.
was just
Yes.
curious. He also has enough time to continue his acting career.
Yes. Yes. Definitely.
and that's his decision. He also has a
Yep.
caregiver heart.
Yes, he does. He's been taking care of people since he's been 8.
Mm.
So
Wow.
we've
Well,
been we've been at this for a long time.
Yep.
You know, I give him the
well,
option whether he wants to or if he doesn't, and that's it.
wow. What a great young man he is going to
Hmm.
be and is already. And it'll what goes around comes around. His career will be blessed at the right time.
Yes.
Um, so your organization, Caregiver Safe Place, what kind of events will you be doing for communities around the United States?
I'm actually about to do a fashion show, and it's
Oh,
called Runway to Compassion. And we are actually seeking funds for that as well as we speak. We are starting to gear up. We're thinking that it's going to take place in December or January. We haven't made the hard date yet, because it was supposed to be September 21st, which
Mm.
is the memorial of my mom's mom, whom I took care of as well for 2 years. whom had cancer. But of course, I didn't get the funding for it, so I had to push the date back for the fashion show. But we are on a road to getting those sponsors and donations for that right now.
Wow. Yeah, you are the best looking caregiver I've ever seen, next to Adrian, of course, because you obviously are doing all the right things now, even though you were at burnout. The body can heal itself tremendously if we just allow it to. So it's never too late to turn things around,
Correct.
So I was going to ask you earlier, did you take before and after pictures of the gentleman that you just did all that stuff too?
I did.
And it's like night and day, isn't it?
It is, and it's actually all the information is on SCV Signal's website. The information about how we went above and beyond for him and the transformation, but also it's on our page, our caregiver page, and you'll be able to see.
I'm from New York. What's SCV?
Oh, that's just
Santa Clarita Valley.
Yeah, our local newspaper.
Well, I need to know that. So does everybody else.
Yes, our local newspaper, Santa Clarita Valley, SCV, and that's a suburb of Los Angeles County. We're about as far north as you can get in Los Angeles before you start going into Central California.
I know.
Yeah, so now you know.
I know.
Well, that's pretty amazing. That what was the reaction of him, the caregiver, and of his wife, the one he took care of, by seeing the difference in what you've done with him?
He cried. He cried. I stopped him from crying because he was getting pictures taken, and I was like, "You have to stop. You can't cry. Cry." And so he cried, of course, and he just kept saying, "I don't deserve this. I don't deserve this. I just did it from my heart." And I told him, "You do. You do deserve this." And his wife cried. He cried. His friend from his job, and his mother-in-law, father-in-law, they all were there to see these special moments, and he was just ecstatic, and he didn't know anything. He had no clue about any of this.
Oh, wow.
You mean you don't give them notice that it's happening, or warning, or anything like that? How does it come down?
I actually work with the person that nominated them.
Oh.
So the person that nominates them are the people that I have to ask all the questions, and once I've gotten all my questions answered, I go to work and I figure out what we're going to do. I let you know, and all I do is have you to set up a time that I can give them their goodies and give them their times that they're going out.
Yeah.
So
well, listen, we've got to take a break.
You just show up? Go ahead.
One break, and then we'll come back with that.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll be right back. Don't go away.
Our featured speaker is a best-selling author who has written numerous books and articles. He's a speaker, life coach, and host of Dave, the Caregiver's Caregiver radio program. He frequently appears on television and radio shows all across the country and has even shared the stage with Suzanne Summers at Harvard. But his most important role is caregiver to his beautiful wife, Charlene, for over 22 years. Please welcome Mr. Dave Nasani!
I want to share with you a love story. In a couple of weeks, my wife and I will be celebrating 44 years of being together. My wife, Charlene, and I had a fairy tale, storybook, romance, courtship, and marriage for the first 21 years of our lives together. One day, out of nowhere, my wife has a headache, the headache of her life. She suffered a massive stroke, and it left her severely speech impaired and paralyzed on the right side. And in that moment, our world turned upside down. I gotta tell you, the next 2 years was like a living hell. I just didn't know what to do. I felt guilty most of the time. I became a caregiver. I didn't even know what a caregiver was. I was experiencing the same problems that other caregivers experience. If you don't take care of you, I can't take care of her. Well, that's why I wrote the book. Now I can teach other caregivers. I'm living proof that you can thrive as a caregiver. My wife and I travel now all over the world sharing our story. One day, life is going to call upon you to be the captain of your boat. Heck, you might be saving your own life. Thank you.
And we're back with Adrian Gruberg, my co-host, and Carletta Cole, and we're talking about the safe space, the caregiver safe space. And what was your question, Adrian, before the break?
Well, first I'm going to tell you that your right side, not
My
not
right
on the
side.
computer, but your right side is well overlit and it's blasting.
Oh, because the sunshine was
they're not going to
shining
like
in my
that.
face.
Yeah.
I wondered what that was.
You
All
know,
right,
you gotta
let's
be
start all
careful
over
with that.
again on the
Right.
break. All right.
Okay. I was going to ask.
Oh, wait, let me bring us back. And we're back with Carletta Cole, and I'm Dave Nassani, and my co-host Adrian Gruberg on the Caregiver Dave Show. So, Adrian, what were you going to ask Carletta before the break?
Okay, I wanted to know if you just showed up unannounced, like caregivers, the Publishers Clearinghouse. You know, just show up at the door and say you won.
No, actually, we don't. We work with the caregiver. The caregiver, not the caregiver, but the person that's nominating them, and they are in contact with the person to find out their schedule, if they will be available for to meet us, because we also want to get an interview with them, to just, to find out if these things are what they like, and also we want to make sure that they are comfortable with us interviewing them, because that's part of our process. We need to have an interview for our records.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So, what are the resources that Caregiver Safe Place will help caregivers with? What exactly? Now, you mentioned the last one, but are there other things that maybe you didn't include for somebody else? It sounded like you were saying, well, whatever they want, we'll try to get them.
Well, it's not. We just don't put limits on what we will try to get. Although we don't make any promises, we just make sure that we get what we can. Whether it's a spa treatment, a movie passes. It could be they may need a bed, and if that's what's making them comfortable, then we'll try to do those things. But nothing is guaranteed. Everything that we're doing through donations, and those things are donated. The main thing is to get them out of the house, and for us to be able to assist them, for a caregiver to come into their home and take care of their loved one while they're able to get out. All the other stuff that Scott received was just a unique situation because his wife didn't need a caregiver. So we used those funds that we would have used to give him for his wife, someone being there for his wife. We use those funds to give to him, for him to have extra time to do things and clothes and things like that. So everyone's situation is different, but we do try to maximize the time that the caregiver is there.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty amazing. How would people be able to donate to Caregiver Safe Place? What process do you go through?
They can go to caregiversafeplace.com, and they can hit the make a donation button and just put all your information in, and it'll go straight to our account.
That's really interesting.
If there are people that want to donate services rather than funds, do they ever do that?
Because we're such a new entity, we have not received anyone that are willing to donate their services, as
Okay.
far as caregivers or anyone of that sort. I do have a couple people that are willing to do the events for us, like
Mm-hmm.
anything comes around for our events, they're willing to set up and things of that sort. But as far as
Gotcha.
other time, not as of right now. We are
Not yet.
looking for someone to some lovely people to come in and assist us with that as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, and tell us about the network of people, like the suit place and the spa place. How do you find them? How do you approach them? How do you get them to see your vision and say, yes, I will donate?
Well, what I do is what we do is we type up letters, and we attach your email that you nominate, uh, through our website. We attach that to the letter, and we take that into the stores, and we say, this is what we are trying to do for this person, and also this is what we would like to do. Would you be willing to donate?
Hmm.
And 9 times out of 10, once they read the email and they read what our caregiver safe place is about, they're more than happy to donate for us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, believe it or not, we're up on another break, so we will be right back. Don't go away.
Wow.
One Arm, One Leg, 100 Words, Overcoming Unbelievable Hardships, is about Charlene, a stroke survivor. Back in 1996, Charlene was a healthy, normal, very active 52-year-old woman whose amazing talents resemble that of both a Martha Stewart and a Wonder Woman. But all that changed when she suffered a massive stroke that left her severely speech impaired and paralyzed on the right side. Who am I? My name is David. I've had the privilege of being Charlene's husband since 1975. We had a wonderful fairy tale storybook-like courtship that culminated in our marriage a year later. Charlene had just come out of a marriage where after 10 years, she received 2 black eyes and a broken nose by her former husband when he came home high on speed. Charlene believed in no second chances of any kind for abuse, so she left. Finding herself all alone in the world with her 5 and 10-year-old daughters Cynthia Lorraine and Deborah Lynn, she started raising them by herself for the next 2 years. Then fate brought us all together. After falling in love with Charlene, Cindy, and Debbie, our love then produced Rebecca Elizabeth. We had a wonderful, normal life for the next 20 years. But today, things are very different for everyone. How about the reaction of 9-time Grammy and Dove Award recipient, the godfather of contemporary gospel Christian music, Andre Crouch? Charlene just won't let the promises of God go, and she has not let her circumstances get in the way of her faith. She's not just a survivor, she's more than a conqueror, as the Bible states. You'll be encouraged by her testimony, regardless of what you're going through. Available everywhere.
And we're back with Carletta Cole on the Caregiver Dave Show, Adrian Gruberg, and I'm Dave Nassani. Yes, we have sponsors that have to pay the bills, so we take a few frequent breaks. And now I know you're working with a publicist, right, Carletta?
Yes, she's actually our board member.
Okay. So you told me that she gave you a whole bunch of notes and says, well, don't forget to say this, don't forget to say that. But I've exhausted the questions that I could possibly conceive of. What are some of the things that she would like you to talk about and not forget? You got those at your disposal there?
Well, of course.
Good girl.
It's actually why do I want to help? And it's
Oh, that's a great question.
yeah, it's a number. It's a number of reasons why I want to help, but even this on here is not what I would say personally, but I'm gonna actually read what she wrote.
Okay.
because you're just so humble, you can't bring yourself to say it yourself. Go ahead.
So most of us are full-time working caregivers, and most likely we have given up at least 16% of our caregivers have quit their jobs. 20%
Absolutely.
has cut back to part-time. 22% took a leave of absence, and and most of them have maybe 25% has passed up on promotions and relocations of jobs. Myself, to be exact, I have a boyfriend that is actually considering taking a job in Texas. And of course, I'm giving up moving to Texas because I want to make sure that my mom has the best care here. So,
Yeah, a lot of sacrifices.
it's a lot of sacrifices, and but I wouldn't change it for the world. I wouldn't.
Yeah, those are great statistics. I wonder if you can send them off to me. It's hard to get your hand on those kind of statistics. I'm wondering how she got them.
Yes, I definitely will. I'll send it off to you.
And you
So what
send
else
them
does
to
she
me,
want you to
Dave.
say? And Adrian wants them too.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I've
I
never heard
actually,
those stats before. Those are very wow.
yes.
It doesn't
It's
surprise me.
actually in the newspaper ad as well. They have
Hmm.
a lot where the doctor has a doctor has talked
Yeah,
about those things as well.
Is
we
that
definitely need
nationally
to
or
work.
is those California stats?
Actually, I believe this is nationally. Yeah, this is
Interesting.
national. It's national.
Great.
Yes.
I've
Good
been
to
always
have.
looking for an organization, who's doing tangible results like you are. There aren't too many out there, and we definitely need to work together somehow to, maybe exchange our lists and help make it better.
Yes, definitely. I also found a place that is in San Francisco
Really?
that um, you can bring your loved one with you, and they do a outing where you're doing crafts and arts and crafts and all kinds of stuff, and then they take you out separate from the person, and your loved one is there at the facility, and they're doing events and things at the facility.
And you get to be in San Francisco, wherever the heck you are.
Right.
If you're in New York, that's quite a trip.
Right.
So what else does your publicist want to make sure that you make sure and say on the air that
Uh,
maybe you wouldn't?
well, yeah. It says, why is it important? And this is something that I know for a fact that it's important to me. It says first of all, it looks, uh, it's important to look at the economical impact of these unpaid informal caregivers, uh, uh, the impact that it has on our economy. The value of
Oh
services
yeah.
in informal caregivers are steadily increasing over the last decade, with an estimated economic value of $47 billion. In fact, uh, years after years, the value of unpaid caregivers exceed the value of informal paid home care and medical expenses. That is absolutely staggering.
Wow. Just go ahead and send me all those apps. These are amazing statistics. That is amazing. That also doesn't surprise me. Um,
Yes.
yeah, caregivers have given up a lot. They've given up job promotions. They've gotten fired. They had to quit. And states like Hawaii are trying to help. They have a law called the Kapuna Law that gives caregivers 1,500 for some kind of respite. It doesn't matter how many hours you're working or how little hours you're working. It's a benefit to, and it's the only state in the union that is doing it. So
Wow.
lots of models for that. What else does she would like you to share with us?
Well,
I
I
saw you
don't
had a
have the
lot of
rest of the
papers
notes.
there.
I don't have the rest of the notes that I'm supposed
Okay.
to have because they're in the car where there shouldn't be.
Because you
But
were being a caregiver, taking your mother to
doctor,
the
yes,
doctor. Yes, of course.
yes. So I tried to go over them while I was in the car sitting, and it just didn't work.
So, Adrian, you're a pretty creative person. Can you see any potential for things that maybe she's not doing that would work out pretty good? How she can publicize this better, or maybe get more donors or more people donating their services?
Well, I mean, not knowing California very well.
Well, she does this nationwide, right?
Oh, it's not. Yeah, it's not just in California. I'm working on people that's there in New York as well. I have a couple people that's there, and also in Florida and Atlanta. So I'm trying to get it as many places as I can, but I need other people, and I'm relying on other people to do the footwork. So I don't mind calling the places and emailing them and doing everything, but they would have to, set up for the caregiver to receive their information or receive the packages and things of that sort.
Adrian and I are always looking for people. I was going to say, I'm sorry. I was just going to say
that. What?
You go first, ladies first.
I was going to say that the publicist would be the right person to tell you how to promote yourself nationwide. You can certainly make the website promotional, but where you show up when people Google caregiving is important. All that kind of placement. But I think a press release to the communities where you are looking for help, is the smartest thing, because you have such a clear mission, and so many people are involved in you might call it you didn't say casual caregiving, but non-professional. Informal. So many people are involved in it that it's the business aspect of it that you really seem to need to contact.
Yes. So, PR Web for $300 will publicize to thousands of periodicals.
I don't think she's going to have problems finding people who are nominees.
Right. And it's not the problem about the nominees, it's the funding to be able to assist with their caregivers.
Exactly.
So, because we are not working with a professional caregiving foundation. Service. We're going to pay the caregiver that they choose. We're going to pay them versus us finding the caregiver for them.
Okay.
Yeah, well, that's smart. Listen, we're going to take another break, so we'll be right back. Don't go away. Dave Nasani, the Caregiver's Caregiver, has just released his 6th book entitled It's My Life Too, Thrive to Stay Alive as a Caregiver. It was specifically written for caregivers who know they should be putting their needs first, but just don't know how. Dave is the sole caregiver to his wife, Charlene, since 1996. He knows firsthand what caregivers are going through, because he is one. He now speaks all across the country, offering caregivers his amazing caregiver support package. Even the airlines tell us that in the event of an emergency, to put your oxygen mask on first, before you help your child with their mask. They know that those who don't heed their advice often black out, thus becoming unable to help either themselves or their child. And caregivers are exactly the same way. It's My Life Too, Thrive and Stay Alive as a Caregiver will help caregivers who are neglecting their sleep, diet, and social life and learn to put their needs first. Pick up your copy today or buy one for your special caregiver, on sale everywhere and at caregiverdave.com. Okay, and we're back with Carletta Cole, and I'm Dave Nasani, and we're with Adrian Gruberg. from the Caregiver Space, and this is the Caregiver Dave radio show. And we're just brainstorming to try to figure out ways. Adrian and I have always believed that caregiving needs to be in the political arena. Like dementia has got a very good funding arm, and other diseases, Alzheimer's, etc.
Elder care in general.
Yeah, and nobody talks about caregivers, and I can just visualize, speaking in front of Congress or the president or whatever health care bill comes up next that they're thinking of, and you have a heartwarming way of presenting the caregiver's plight, by saying, well, here's somebody and they're in need, and we went, and all these people, donated. I mean, it's almost like a hurricane relief thing where FEMA's getting involved and the community all gets together and the Red Cross is there, and this is that kind of story. And I think you're going to have a lot of success if things all happen the way they're supposed to happen, and you get the publicity you're supposed to get.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I'm thankful that I was given the gift to be able to do this. I love to make sure that I take care of the community, and anyone that has ever been around me or with me, they know that I've always been taking care of people, whether they were sick or well or whatever. Anything that I can do for someone, I'm normally trying to seek help. So this is not far-fetched from what I've known.
And you're the person for the job.
I would say, how many people do you have working with you on this outreach?
I actually have 3 board members and 2 board members and a brand strategist that is assisting me with this as well. And along with my son, of course, but it's just us, and we've been hitting the pavement and doing what we can do to get it out here.
I get it. I do get it.
Yes.
Got the logo and everything. It's all working out, huh?
Yes.
Well, we're excited for you, and we're excited to be able to share your word with our network of followers. And I'm sure Adrian will make sure that this show
Are
gets
you my
posted.
mother? She used to call me Arlene.
Really?
Yeah.
I spent the whole weekend with at Caregiver at Carnegie Hall, and one of the girls that was part of the group was Arlene, so I said Arlene a lot this weekend. But yeah, we're excited for you, and we're excited that it's happening. And like I said, hopefully we'll get Katie Barron in there, and you can lavish her mother with gifts, and then you'll move on to the next one, and so on.
Yes, we will definitely look into that, and we're waiting for your email. We need the email.
I've been busy. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So
it's hard. It's hard because I don't know what she needs, so I'm going to have to interview her, and she's going to. How do you interview someone without them? Because you said you don't want to give them too much information, and is it Sally who recommended me? And I didn't hear from her. She didn't call me. She didn't ask me what I needed or anything like that. So how do you do that? Because most people who nominate a caregiver, they may know a few things, but they don't know everything. So they really have to be. So what do you recommend?
It's really. See, I don't want it to get where it's more about the material things than it is about the caregiver getting out and having a break. Because my mission is to make sure that I'm giving them a break, not really giving them monetary things. It's more, not giving them actual things. I'm giving them monetary so that they can have a caregiver to come in and take care of their loved one while they're out doing the things that they
respite.
Because we all know that they need time to themselves. That's a given.
Yes.
We don't know if they need a massage or a haircut or a facial.
But we can only go by what we are donated. So we can't do more than what we're donated, because our funding is for the caregivers to be able to get out. But the extra is a care basket, which has all those things in it. So it wouldn't be like, oh, we're going to bring a bed to your house, or we're going to bring, it's more so if the furniture store donates a gift card for $100, then that will be in your basket. If they donate, the spa donates $150, that will be in your basket. Or if it's, it's things of that
just
sort.
tell her story,
Right.
and you can figure
We
the
just
rest
go
out.
from there. Yeah. We'll just go
All right, I'll
from
get
there.
it on. I'll get that email to you as soon as I get off the show here.
Okay. Right.
Anything else we should cover before we wrap up? We've got a couple of minutes.
Well, I just want to make sure that I thank everyone. I would love for them to just, I want to make sure they understand no donation is too small. They can donate $5, $1, 50 cents. I don't care what it is, as long as it's something donated, or they can donate their time. They can also donate gift cards. They can send them to the address that's on the website. And we will do our best to respond to them, to let them know that we received everything, and also to thank them for helping us.
All
So
right.
I have
That's
a
great.
question. Are you a 501c3?
yes, so everything is tax deductible.
Since you are eligible to have interns from local colleges and business
Oh,
schools.
Great idea.
And we've used them at the Caregiver space, and they did all of the extra work. Now, because some of our things were a little too complicated, we ended up spending a great deal of time instructing them. But since you know basically what you need them to do, I think it might be a good thing to look into, because it's free. It's school
Great.
credit.
That's something I definitely will look into. I will go up to the colleges tomorrow and check it out. Thank you for this information. That's
Great.
exactly what we do as caregivers. Look, we're taking care of each other, just like that.
Got it.
I think you're going to change the world, Carletta. Good job.
I am accepting that, Dave. Thank you
You're
so
just
much.
a little powerhouse. Great things come in small packages.
Yes, I am trying to make sure that the world has its glow, and that's exactly what I want.
That's wonderful.
Did you wear that outfit to the doctor's office?
Yes.
She's like my wife, where she doesn't go outside unless she looks like the Queen of England.
No, I have to make sure I'm dressed appropriately.
All right. Well, thank you again. And again, how can they get a hold of you? What's your best email or your website? One more time.
The email address is the website is www.caregiversafeplace.com, and the email address is caregiversafeplaceinc@gmail.com.
All right. And Adrian is at
Caregiver Safe Place
Yes.
Inc.
INC.
at gmail.com.
Okay.
And also we're on Facebook as well, under Caregiver Safe Place.
No ink.
Okay.
All right.
That's
and
great.
Adrian is at thecaregiverspace.org. I'm at caregiverdave.com. And check us out. Get the free gifts. Get membership. Take care of yourself. Put your oxygen mask on first. So with that, I will say thank you and bye-bye.
Bye.
Sometimes it feels like the sun will never rise, like the birds will never sing.